At least one student is dead after a mass shooting at an Iowa high school. The latest word from investigators as they search for a motive behind the attack.
Plus, a Rockford church prepares to help those struggling to keep warm this winter. Pastors always welcome volunteers to serve people in need.
And a local police department educates some young recruits. Organizers say their lessons are about more than the challenges that come with the job.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. At least one student is dead after a mass shooting in Iowa.
Police were notified of the shooting just after 7:30 this morning. That's before school even started for the day. Officers arrived 7 minutes later. The high school and middle school are connected, and there was a breakfast program going on at the time, which is why younger students were in the building too. A 6th grader was killed, 4 other students injured. An administrator believed to be the principal was also hurt. Officers say the suspected gunman, 17-year-old Dylan Butler, was a student at the school. He was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Luckily, so there was very few students and faculty in the building, which I think contributed to a good outcome in that sense. The community is safe. We're just now working backwards, trying to figure out everything that happened and make notification.
Police say they also found what they describe as a rudimentary improvised explosive device that the ATF and the fire marshal rendered safe. FBI agents are assisting as investigators search for a motive. At least one person is injured after a crash involving a Rockford Police squad car. The crash happened before 11 last night near Key Melquist Park. Police say there were minor injuries, but did not share how many people were hurt or how many cars were involved in the accident.
A Rockford church resurrects an annual tradition to protect people when it gets cold outside.
It's called the Overnight Cafe, and it's run by Second First Church. Drea Baroni checked out the effort today. And Drea, they're preparing for a crowd.
That's right, Eric and Mimi. Second First Church kicked off their Overnight Cafe last night. The program offers any person in need shelter, food, clean clothes, a shower, and laundry facilities. This is the 7th year the church has provided shelter for the homeless through the winter months. It all started during the polar vortex that forced many people to stay outside in sub-zero temperatures. Second First Church pastor Becky Irby tells me they're committed to keeping people warm and safe this winter.
You are surprised at how quickly somebody can just fall asleep and never wake up because they've frozen to death. So it's really nice to give people a place to stay where they're safe and it's warm and they can have a blanket and a hot meal and wake up, and then in the day they can travel to the other places that offer daytime care.
The Overnight Cafe is open from now until March 10th from 8 at night to 7 the next morning. Coming up at 6, I'll have more on how many people they've been able to serve. Eric?
Thanks, Drea. We will see you then. Across the nation, first responders take the month to bring attention to a deadly disease. January is dedicated to firefighter cancer awareness. Firefighters have a 9% higher risk of developing the disease than the general population. First responders use the month to discuss solutions on how to protect the people who protect us. A Central Illinois fire chief says decontamination is a huge factor in limiting exposure.
Just kind of take that one extra step, one extra level of decontamination, thinking long term, so that in the grand picture of someone's career, whether it be 5, 10, 15, 20 years, they've done everything they can to reduce their risk through that whole time frame.
Firefighters also say staying up to date with new technology is not only important for fighting fires, but also fighting cancer.
DCFS continues to leave kids in psychiatric hospitals and juvenile jails longer than necessary, according to their reported numbers. The report shows that in the last year, 296 kids in DCFS care had to stay in psychiatric hospitals longer than medically necessary. 45 children stayed in juvenile jails beyond their release date, and 218 stayed in emergency placements longer than 30 days. DCFS has struggled to find appropriate placements for kids with psychiatric, behavioral, and other issues. The agency says it expects to add 122 more therapeutic beds in the coming year.
A new University of Illinois study links moms' acetaminophen use during pregnancy to significant delays in kids' language development. The study suggests if a pregnant woman took acetaminophen once a week during the 3rd trimester of pregnancy, her child might express 26 words less at 2 years old than other kids. The The drug is widely considered the safest over-the-counter pain reliever and fever reducer available when pregnant. It's the active ingredient in Tylenol. It's also in medicine like NyQuil and Excedrin. Researchers say the study needs to be tested in a larger setting. Until then, they advise don't be afraid to take acetaminophen for fever or serious pain during pregnancy.
Illinois State Police launched a new campaign to combat road rage. The initiative, called Road Rage Don't Engage. It's designed to raise awareness of the increase in violent road rage incidents and provide tips on how to prevent these situations. ISP says common signs of aggressive driving are tailgating, improper lane changes, failure to signal, and speeding. Police say creating distance between an angry driver or changing lanes when it's safe to do so are good tips to follow. For a full list of tips provided by state police, go to our website, mystateline.com.
The State Line Police Department educates children about law enforcement. Belvidere PD and Belvidere Park District hosted a junior police academy at River's Edge Recreation Center. 25 kids from ages 8 to 12 were picked for the program. It teaches children about being responsible citizens and the challenges of police work. The program ended with a swearing-in ceremony for participants. Organizers hope kids take the skills learned and apply those to life at home.
So really, we just wanted to have them, feel like they learned something, that they took these skills away, and then they can take them home, talk to their parents about it, and really share what they learned.
This was the first police academy held in Belvidere. Organizers say they plan to do more events like that in the future.
2 rock and roll legends are coming together at Soldier Field this summer. Well, that's Staley and the Chicago Bears drumline performing the song "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel. Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks will play together at Soldier Field Friday, June 21st. It's the first time the two have shared a stage in Chicago.
How exciting. Exciting for our city. Chicago is the place to be. Soldier Field brings amazing events.
Pre-sales for Citibank card members and Verizon customers will start January 8th and 9th. Tickets go on sale to the general public on Friday of next week.
Free museum days are back at Chicago's Field Museum. All year long, Illinois residents can receive free general admission on Wednesdays to explore ancient civilizations, prehistoric creatures, and more. Tickets cannot be reserved in advance online. You must ask a staff member for the special free museum day ticket and provide proof of your Illinois residency.
The battle to secure funding for southern border security is ramping up.
Coming up, both sides of the Senate try to strike a compromise, but House Republicans say they're going to play hardball.
Coming up at 6, the local nonprofit opens up scholarship applications. Organizers say their work is about more than just helping students go to college.
Our temperatures today stayed in the 30s after dropping early this morning down into the 20s. Even though it's been a little cooler, numbers still running above average. Find out how long we can hold on to that trend. Coming up in the First Warn forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
U.S. lawmakers' border battle focuses on how to pay for beefing up security.
Democrat and Republican senators are huddling to strike a compromise, but already House Republicans are threatening to sink it. Washington, D.C. correspondent Raquel Martin has the story.
A political fight 4 decades in the making is coming to a head in the new year. House Republicans are vowing to play hardball to ensure Trump-era immigration policies are part of a deal to secure the border.
We know what works. It's not rocket science.
If that means having to shut down the government, do it.
The demands, which include overhauling the country's asylum laws and resuming construction of the border wall, were made straight from the Texas border on Wednesday. They come as bipartisan negotiations resume in Washington.
We really appreciate their efforts here. We think we're headed in the right direction.
Border crossings spiked in recent weeks. The administration says it is prepared to boost security, but argue House Republicans are being unreasonable.
I mean, they're talking for themselves. We're in regular touch with Senate Republicans who are at the table with us, with other Democrats in the Senate, having a real conversation about a bipartisan agreement.
Progressive Democrats are also frustrated.
I am concerned that a lot of the immigrant groups have not been consulted. So the right people have to have a seat at the table.
Democratic Congressman Rokana says the White House should not cave to Republican pressure to change asylum laws.
There'll be more of a border crisis if we get rid of parole and some of the legal ways for people to come into the United States.
Do you see a gridlock in the future?
I'm not hopeful the way this process is going.
Without buy-in from House Republicans, a path forward is uncertain. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Well, here at home, the sun came out from behind the clouds a bit today.
Long enough to use our sunglasses
Yes.
for a while. After the break, Candace tells us when our skies could be overcast again and our chances for snow this weekend.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, things have been pretty quiet out there this afternoon, but our weather turns a little more impactful, I should say, and active going into the weekend and then early next week as we see a little more of a winter-like pattern starting to take place. First of which, we've got to get through some kind of nuisance snow here going into the weekend, late Friday night into Saturday and Saturday night. Then we're still looking at that Monday evening through early Wednesday morning time frame for that first storm system to move through. And then we've got a few more storm systems to kind of keep an eye on towards the end of the week and then going into the upcoming weekend. Now, temperatures right now are in the low 30s, from 32 in Freeport, 31 in Rockford, Rochelle, same thing in DeKalb. Our winds have been fairly light out there, so it's actually been somewhat comfortable. Our weather watcher Terry in Genoa, 31 degrees this last hour, dew point temperature at 23 and a light westerly wind. Our winds will stay light here as we go through the remainder of the evening, but we are also going to see kind of an increase in some of the cloud cover here through the overnight, and again, that'll lead to a mostly cloudy sky going into the afternoon. Tomorrow, we take a look here across much of the region. Quiet conditions, not expecting any rain or snow tonight. A little freezing drizzle possible, but that looks to stay more to the north of us into Wisconsin. High pressure sliding to the east will settle over the mid-Atlantic here by tomorrow afternoon. Our winds will turn more to the southeast as we head throughout the day. We look to the southwest, however, and this is where that next storm system sits, currently moving through New Mexico, closer to Texas here tonight. The actual heart of that storm system and the main low going to track down to the south along the Gulf and then up through the mid-Atlantic and northeast here going into the weekend. That'll bring rain, storms, and some heavier snow up across the northeast. We kind of are on the northern fringe of that, and that's where our light snow chance comes in once we get into late tomorrow night. So as we time this out on Futurecast, we're able to see some of those lighter snow showers kind of work in. All of tomorrow mostly going to stay dry. It'll be after about 11, 12 o'clock that we'll start to see some light snow move in, and that'll carry over into early Saturday morning. Then on and off flurries, light snow showers going into Saturday afternoon. I think limited as far as the impact for us is concerned. Might be a couple of slick spots just on some untreated surfaces and elevated surfaces, but we're not looking at anything too much here going into the weekend. Visibility may fall just a little bit as a result, and when we look at the totals coming out from this, the highest going to be well to our east and southeast, closer to Chicago, east central Illinois, and then northwest Indiana, where a couple inches of snow could fall, maybe a trace up to a few tenths of an inch possible from Friday then into early Sunday. Sunday afternoon looking to stay dry. We shift our focus then here out to the west. We're looking at our water vapor imagery, and still that Aleutian low pressure system there just to the southwest of Alaska. You've got that low and then a couple other low pressure systems. These will kind of break apart from that main low and then work into the Pacific Northwest, most likely tomorrow into early next week. So that gives us a little better idea as far as that storm system is concerned into early next week. Some overall agreement though we can kind of look at here 5 days out. Significant cold is not expected to move in behind that. So we're not looking at an Arctic outbreak, and actually this system may have a little more warm air associated with it, and it will have a lot of moisture. So that'll be a concern wherever it does snow. Could be a heavy and wet snow. Of course, the track and the intensity for us locally still in question, but I think it stays enough to the south of us. 35 on Friday, same thing on Saturday, and then we keep those mid-30s into the weekend.
We've got plenty of chances for that snow to add up, too. Candace, thanks.
Reagan's in next with sports.
We'll hear from the Bears' 2 Pro Bowlers and what this first-time selection means to them in their careers.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
The Bears continued their work week ahead of Sunday's season finisher at Lambeau Field. Cole Kmet and DJ Moore both returned to practice on a limited basis today, but cornerback Jalen Johnson was out for the second straight day dealing with a shoulder injury. However, after practice, Johnson told reporters he's going to try and play Sunday in Green Bay. The first-time Pro Bowler, along with Montez Sweat, earned his first-time selection and is excited about the award, but hopes it's not his last of the season.
I'll be able to soak it in more, I think, after season's over with, and then when I start planning to actually get down there. But I mean, right now I haven't seen too many graphics or anything really come out about it, so it's like it hasn't truthfully hit me yet. I kind of just soak it in internally, but I haven't seen too much externally.
I mean, it's a lot. It's my 5th year in the league. Something that every player aspires to get. I've been working a long time to get to this point where I am, and I'm still not satisfied.
Now some good news for a Packers squad that's riddled with injuries. Christian Watson practiced for the first time since re-injuring his hamstring against the Chiefs in Week 13. You know, it's kind of crazy to think that the Packers are in a position of making the playoffs despite the absence of their top receiver. But come Sunday, it seems like Watson could be nearing a return when Green Bay needs it most.
For me, I'm approaching every single day like I'm going to be going. You know, kind of like I said earlier, I mean, you know, God willing, you know, they let me go out there and I showed them everything that they need to see to let me go out there. So, you know, I think it's a high chance for me to play because, you know, I'm attacking it like I'm playing.
The Blackhawks are back on the ice tonight as they continue their 4-game road trip with a stop at Madison Square Garden to take on the Rangers. The Hawks claimed Jacob Megna off waivers yesterday. He will wear number 24 in his debut tonight. The defenseman is coming from Seattle but has yet to play in an NHL game this season. He provides some depth for a Chicago team that is dealing with a hefty load of injuries. We'll see the puck drop at 6 p.m. for that one as the Blackhawks try and halt a 3-game skid. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Our first warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More becomes a little more active here in the days to come. First with some light snow moving in for the weekend. No snow for us tonight, just some cloud cover. Temperatures down around 25 degrees. Tomorrow we're up to 35. If we stay in those 30s heading into Saturday too, we'll see some light snow, maybe some very minor accumulations, dusting or so, not expecting too much. That'll come to an end by early Sunday, keeping an eye still on next week.
All right, thanks Candace.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.